Can I ask you a question? So, like I say, the media is really promoting this. It's promoting kind of this gothic image, this love of the darkness, this idea about being a bad girl, about being into the dark side. You know, there's some dolls. You've seen these dolls which have been out called be-goth dolls, and they're all about girls with, tattoos and wearing crucifixes and dressing like in very almost like vampires. And you've seen the images of these dolls. They're pretty dark. And so considering all these messages are going out to young girls, that the dark side is cool, that the goth scene holds some kind of allure. There's something alluring about it. What would you say to girls who are being drawn to that, or who are in that scene, and what would you say to them?
I'd just say turn away from it. Just get off that dark ladder. I really would.
Yeah, because it is a ladder.
I absolutely would. Yeah. Because I wouldn't encourage anyone to go the route I went, and that was definitely, through all of that, and I didn't get into any witchcraft or anything like that. But
you hated men? Would you say you hated men?
I wouldn't say hated, but
resented. I think you told me you resented men.
What to say? I was angry with them.
Yeah.
I felt superior to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember that. I remember even writing poems about that. I saw them as just like really just run by their lusts. Yeah. Men just have no self-control. Yeah. Just slaves to their lusts.
Yeah.
And I had disrespect for men. So I wouldn't call it hatred, but I would call it disrespect, because I think underneath it I was longing to meet a man who wasn't like that. Longing, and it's so rare. I found it was rare, just in the course of life, to come across a man. I mean, and the thing is, it's like, what I realize now is that, I mean, men, they don't have it easy. They really don't have it easy in this time when there is so much lasciviousness and there's so much temptation, and it's not their fault. It really isn't their fault. And that, thank God I found you. That you are a man who, loves God, and you can control yourself, and and there are plenty of men like that, but at that time I didn't meet very many of them. You can imagine a lot of the men I met, they were friends of my mum's, who were into drugs and into a dark scene. And so
let's talk about this really interesting thing, is that the media portrayal of Christian men, because the media is really putting out a lot of stories and a lot of TV programs, for example, like this one called The Righteous Gemstones on HBO, and The Handmaid's Tale, and lots of TV programs, and The Hunger Games, I think, is another one, but lots of messages that Christian men are very controlling, and that they're very they want to control women, and really negative messages, because you were talking about all the men you met, and most of them probably weren't into religion, they weren't Christian, and so the men who are more, they follow the dictates of the Christian religion, which is not to take your mind into lust and desire, but to kind of control your desires and turn your desire towards God, rather than turning your desire to lusting after women and things of the flesh. That a man who follows Christ will be following Christ's example, which is to set your mind and your heart on God and not the things of the world.
That's right.
Yet the media is busy portraying men of Christ as men who are abusers, who are oppressors, and want to control women, and who women should hate. What's your
Well, I mean, that's absolutely not my experience of Christian men, you know, Christian men. I thank God for Christian men, you know, who helped me come to gain a respect again for men. I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, when I'm speaking about the things that I was into, that's a very long time ago, and the course of life took me through some other routes too. But you know, where I had different encounters with men. But yeah, I thank God for Christian men who at least. They may struggle sometimes, you know, because humans are humans, you know, but at least they pay attention to their moral compass. They're not in denial of the moral compass, you know. It's like they kind of know the parameters, you know, they know right from wrong, and
they know where the bar is set.
Yeah, they know where the bar's set. Yeah. Which, thank God, you know, thank God, because you know, even through I found, you know, going through sort of, you know, after leaving all the sort of, you know, the goth stuff and you know, and pursuing spiritual things and getting into kind of new age spirituality, and still that bothered me. What bothered me was that there was not really a moral compass. You know, the kind of spirituality that I followed, it was a little bit more like anything goes, and you just follow your energy and you follow your heart, and you know that there isn't a moral compass. There's You're not rules. Supposed to judge. There's it's just you know, where all will be well when you just follow your energy, and you know, so and I really did find, especially with men, you know, it becomes really shallow. The relationships become shallow just because, you know, you just you stick with someone as long as it feels good, and then if it doesn't feel good anymore, then you go and where somewhere else where it feels good, you know, and that's supposed to be okay, you know, and I always had a problem with that, and I was wondering, wow, what's wrong with me? Why I can't be okay with this? I must be really unenlightened that I'm not okay with this. But actually I was so relieved when I came across the Bible and I start reading the Bible and I start understanding why I'm not okay with that. It's because I long for faithful relationship. You know, I long for, you know, steadfast love. I long for faithfulness and righteousness, and that's my moral compass, you know, and that was always there. And when you can kind of live in harmony with your moral compass instead of fighting against it all the time and trying to deny it and ignore it, then you're much more grounded and you have much more satisfaction, you know. So, you know, I have a much different view of men now, you know, and also now that I've met Christian men, and I've met some men who are, you know, I've even met men who aren't Christians who, you know, who are, you know, good men who can follow the moral compass, you know. But it seems like, I wonder why it has to be such a long journey, you know, to find the truth. It seems like there's so much deception out there. It's so easy to be diverted down the wrong path, and you know, it's if I could advise anyone, you know, at a young age just to get on the right path, then that's really what I'd want to do. I wouldn't want to advise anyone to go that long winding path that I took
through the darkness,
through the dark paths. Hideous darkness. Hideous.
And that's what the media is currently doing with Billie Eilish and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and so many other pop stars and people who are into the darkness and who are promoting the darkness as cool and exciting. And it's a lie. It's not cool and exciting. It's horrible. It's terrifying, horrible. And it's a dark ladder which goes to a very dark place. And I think there's many young girls who are, via the media, are being taken into this dark realm because they're being told that Christianity is to be repelled. They're being taught to be repelled by Christianity, by purity, by goodness. So they're taught, well, I don't want that. So they're being pushed away from Christianity towards this path which is being portrayed as cool and exciting. And so the media is kind of leading them. The media is kind of leading them into where it wants them, into this realm where they engage with their darkest desires, and then they're at the mercy of this kind of the evil that's in society. It's But also, I think it actually is a matter of opening doors to the demonic. And I say that, you know, I mean, I know there's a lot of Christian people saying that, but because of the experiences that I've had, I can
testify that that's true. You know, there are ways of opening the doors to the demonic, and there are ways that you can shut those doors that the demonic doesn't get you. You know, and you really want to be going more in that direction. You don't want to be engaging with these demonic spirits.
So watching programs which deal with demonic subjects, or listening to pop music songs which are anything which represents kind of darkness or evil, just by watching it. So if you just, even the girls who are watching films like Maleficent or watching Sabrina, it's kind of the darkness is approaching them through these images, through the music. Music is very a powerful way that the doors are open to young people are influenced by dark energies through sound.
Because also they'll be dancing and moving, you know, so the whole body is becoming, you know, engaged in that, you know. And it worries me. It worries me a lot.
I think it's probably one of the worst things that's happening in the media right now is that the darkness is being sold as desirable, and the goodness, which is Jesus and God, is being painted as repulsive. I mean, that's the media is doing really, really evil and dark things, and all the young people think, hey, this is cool.